Yesterday, a boy who was involved in the murder of Preston Lord was arrested by Mesa police for an assault that he committed in May of this year. Why is this video that I shared no longer working? Well, I took down the video following some criticism, and we should talk about it. Criticism for content creators is not new. It is simply part of the deal. And the more and more people who get involved in the Preston Lord murder case, everybody's gonna have different ideas about how it should be handled. And if you are a content creator, you should know that you're getting criticism is part of what we do, and you kind of got to be okay with it. Now, in this particular video, people took issue with the fact that I said that this boy who was arrested was connected to Preston Lord's murder. Well, here's why I said that. Number one, we know that this boy who was assaulted or who was arrested for an assault he committed in May also had his home searched by the FBI following Preston Lord's murder. That's number one. We also know that during the juvenile court hearing, the prosecutor asked that this boy be held without bail, that he not be let out. And the reason they cited was because there were very serious pending charges with Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Now, the defense attorney jumped in and corrected him and said that's not true. He hasn't been charged with anything. Charges have been submitted. Well, anybody who's following this case knows that charges have been submitted for 7 people associated with Preston Lord's murder by Queen Creek to Maricopa County Attorney's Office. So when you put together a boy who's been involved in prior assaults, the fact that this boy's home was searched, and the fact that charges have been submitted for very serious charges to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, it is, I think, a fair assumption to say that he is implicated in Preston Lord's murder. Other people might disagree, but you kind of got to stand by your thoughts. I would encourage anybody who's involved in this case, understand that it's heated, it's personal, it's very, very real, it's very, very raw. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me who have said, that they felt shamed, or, people who were involved in the infamous old Facebook group who really got a lot of heat. Cut everybody slack, take a break if you need to, but don't be afraid to speak your truth. Because your truth matters. It reaches new people. The more people who know about this, the better. That's my opinion. He is being held at the Juvenile Detention Center. He is 17 years old. And in court, they talked about the fact that charges had been submitted regarding him in relation to Preston Lord's murder. The attack that he was arrested for happened in May in Mesa, and was only recently reported to police. It was reported to police on January 4th. He is a Gilbert goon. According to people who are very close to the situation, not me, but people who are telling me, he is one of the dangerous Gilbert goons. There are 3 or 4 different groups, and there's one that's particularly dangerous, and this boy is part of that very dangerous group. There are photos of him online in at least 3 videos engaging in beatings. There are photos of him online with guns. He's 17 years old. The Arizona Republic previously did a timeline of what they knew. I'm sure that they will update that soon. But there is an original kind of OG goon that is referenced in this timeline, and I don't know who that is. No one, as far as I know, has been able to figure out who that is. I don't know if that's the boy who is currently being held in the juvenile detention facility. Another arrest yesterday came from the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, where an 18-year-old was arrested for his involvement in the same assault that Jacob Pennington was arrested for, the assault that happened in Pinal County 2 weeks after Preston Lord was murdered. Sheriff Lamb took to social media to deliver a short, sweet, and very effective post talking both to us, his audience, his community, and to the perpetrators. I'll play that for you here.
Today, we made a second arrest on another adult male, 18-year-old Garrett Bagshaw out of Mesa. He's going to be booked in to the Pinal County Adult Detention Facility. We're going to continue to investigate this case. If you had involvement in this case, my advice to you is to turn yourself in now, because we will find you.
The amount of videos and photos that exist and that continue to come out is a little overwhelming, and it can be really, really heavy. But organizations are making progress. Police are making arrests. Investigations will happen. It is now being taken very, very seriously. If you have videos, if you were a victim of a crime, if you know somebody who was a victim of a crime, please turn that evidence over. The fact that this teen was arrested for a report that was made January 4th is really promising. You guys have tons and tons of legal questions. There's so many issues. So if you want me to address a certain legal issue, or if you have a certain question, send it my way. I will do my best. I did a podcast this week that is available that I will make sure to link to, that you can watch if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of how does sentencing work, are parents liable, how are co-conspirators liable. So that is all covered. And I also have another criminal defense attorney that I'm interviewing next week. So if you have other questions that I haven't answered, send them to me and I will do my best to answer them.